Hello, hello. Day 15 of our 21-day quest. It's not just a challenge, but to me is more of a quest, a quest of where we want to go. And for those of you who may not know me, I'm Angela Orr, and I am hosting this 21-day summer uh, quest, as I like to put it. And for those of you who may not know who I am or are new to my world, I'm Angela Orr. I am a pharmacist of 49 years, and I have done many different things in my career. Even as a pharmacist, I feel like I've mentored and coached people, and I do still. Not just in pharmacy, but outside of pharmacy. I like to say I've gone from medication to meditation. And during these 21 days, I'm going over each day a different tool or technique that I've used over the last year to really kind of get to where I feel like I am at my summer body, no matter what it physically looks like. I see so many women who just downgrade themselves or degrade themselves or talk bad to themselves or just are uncomfortable in their body. They have shame and guilt. And the whole purpose of the 21 days is to really have you start thinking about yourself in a different way. Each day we've had some kind of tool or technique that I've suggested that we practice. And during the 21 days, I highly recommend that people fully engage. And then at the end of the 21 days to take what perhaps you don't like, keep what you want, whether that's 1, 2, or 3 things. I don't recommend more than that because, I feel like when we get overwhelmed with shoulding to do this or shoulding to do that, it really should not be about I should practice all 21 things every day. No. Take 1 at the least, 2 or 3 at the most. But whatever resonates with you, and leave what doesn't resonate with you. So today what we're talking about is about, true transformation is not just about the way that we look on the outside. And we've talked about some things that we can do to get there. We've talked about, getting out of nature a little bit. One day we talked about food and being really mindful, not only mindful of what you eat, but to celebrate, the things that are good and healthy for you. I have found that the more that I am growing my mindset as far as my body goes and how I've really been able to ditch that guilt and shame, which I really have, that is so much easier for me to make the good choices or to really celebrate my body and to really nourish it in different ways, including with the food that I eat. But today, what we're talking about is setting intentions. Now, I've used this analogy before where if you're in a harbor or say that you're on a plane, the plane's not going to know where to go if you don't tell it. So it really is important to have an intention of where you're going to end up. We use that kind of analogy when we talked about creating a vision for ourselves. So when we're creating a vision, we obviously want to know where we're going. But then beyond that, we want to really set the intentions. You can say goals or milestones or whatever, but sometimes goals are triggering for people. So I really like to use the word intention because I feel like, I want to intentionally get to a place. And I don't know where that is if I haven't thought about it and written it down. So today we're going to talk about physical intentions or intentions that we have for our physical body. And tomorrow we're going to talk about intentions that we have for our mental body or our mind. And so grab a pen and paper or open up a document on your computer and let's start with a list. And that list can be one thing. I believe in simplicity. I believe in actionability. I believe in less is more. Because if you have a list of 20 things and you don't do any of them because you're overwhelmed, it really isn't going to help. So I would rather us think about one thing versus 20. And for your intentions, what I'd like to really have you think about today is to really think about and have an intention about the physical changes that you want to see in your body. So that could be, okay, I want to release a certain amount of weight. I want to increase my strength. I want to increase my muscle tone. I want to increase the definition of my arms or my legs. I want to have more flexibility. I want to have endurance. What is it that you would like to what change specifically would you like to have in your physical body? And like I said, you can make a list of a couple. I would not recommend more than 3 at a time. And again, for this kind of exercise, even 1. So for me right now, the intention is about releasing excess body weight so that I can feel fit and strong. And some of those other things I'll work on as time goes on, such as, definition and more toning and things like that. So once you have your 1 to 3 things, perhaps start thinking about the steps that you can take right now, right here to get to that. So it could be perhaps a new exercise routine. And again, the simpler the better because, simple is more executable than very complicated. So it could be I want to walk 5,000 steps. I want to walk around the block once today. Or every day. Um, maybe is making some dietary changes. And again, it's not about feast or famine. It's not about deprivation. It's not about punishing yourself, but it might be I want to consume less sugar. So I'm going to cut out most processed foods. Now, I have a saying, a life without chocolate is not a life worth living. So I allow myself chocolate still. It's not every day. It's not every meal. It could be once a day, and it's not even a whole candy bar. It could be, if you get a bigger candy bar, like just two squares of it. I really keep in mind when I'm choosing what I eat, where do I want to go? So therefore, I'm not going to eat the whole thing at one setting. So it could be what is smaller steps that are actionable right now, right away. And remember, if you kind of keep it small and simple, you can habit stack or you can really, once you become successful, you can stack your wins. And that brings me, before I get to the next point or to that point about celebrating, remember to the key to achieving any goal is those small actionable steps that you can measure and you can also do today. And um and don't forget to celebrate your wins. The more that you celebrate your wins, the more that you're setting yourself up for success. So the win might be, okay, I didn't eat the whole candy bar, but I only ate half. That's a win. If you always, always, always eat the full one and you only eat half one, that's a great win. If you went halfway around the block, that's a win. If you went down your driveway, that could be a win. So start celebrating your wins. And in your journal, hopefully you have one by now, but in your journal or in your document that maybe you have on the computer, start putting those in on a daily basis. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. What wins did you have today? And the more that you can celebrate yourself and the more that you can put those good vibes out there, the more that you're going to want to do this. Take some time today to create that list or to create at least that one thing that you want to have as like I said, not a goal, but an intention for your body. Get clear on it, start mapping it out. And believe me, when you can have a vision, not only of where you want to go, but then how you're going to get there, leaving some space for maybe something new or different to come in. If you discover a different way or a new way of doing something, like you may have not ever thought about, say, bike riding, but all of a sudden, somehow you have had that experience and you're like, I kind of like this. Maybe I'll do a little bit more of that versus walking. Or, hey, I'm going to go in the pool at the gym. And it's like, oh, wow, I really like this. Or maybe you go to the lake. It doesn't have to be so structured that, it could be like one of your intentions could be, I'm going to move my body 30 minutes every day. So you're kind of allowing yourself to be open. The point is to have an intention, specifically, what do you want for your body? Weight loss, definition, flexibility, strength, whatever it may be. And then how are you going to get there? And again, I wouldn't recommend more than 3 steps that you can take to meet that intention, because the more complicated you make it, the harder it is to stick to it. And we want things that you can do that make you feel good about yourself so that you can continually add to your wins. So I hope you have enjoyed today. Tomorrow we are going to talk about intention setting for your mind. And I can't wait to share that with you. Please share your comments below. I would love to hear from you. How is this working for you? How is this not working for you? And my contact information is in the description. So reach out if you have questions, if you want to know more about some of the programs that I offer. And I'm really excited. I'm going to be bringing a program to life after this called Flab to Fab. It's an inside job. So really kind of taking this forward a little bit and doing a group program. So reach out to me if that's something that sounds interesting to you or that you'd like to know more about. I hope that everybody has a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.